And the Johannesburg Magistrates Court has sentenced Kito Malumbele to 15 life sentences with a collective 105 years behind bars. Police have linked the man to 12 cases of rape, 17 cases of armed robbery, 16 cases of kidnapping, among others. Malumbele started his raping spree in Tshepisong near Kagiso in Mogale City in December 2014. And police say they had 14 dockets that were opened at Kagiso Police Station, Lenasia South, Roodepoort and Annandale Police Stations against him. Now, President Cyril Ramaphosa has placed violence against women and children high on the national agenda. And to talk more on this, we joined in studio by Captain Thompson Vuma and Solomon Sibiya. Captain Solomon Sibiya, thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us. I mean, this is quite a mammoth case, if you'd like to call it, of course, the finest of the policing investigation, bringing this matter to a close. Just give us the background of this particular case, Captain.
Yeah, thank you very much to your audience. This has been a moment, as we have said. Our investigating officers have been working around the clock because previously we had, I think, for 2 to 3 years back, we were struggling to actually find these guys. We were very much in trouble at Tshepisong, whereby women, we felt that they were not safe working on open spaces. Despite our awareness campaigns that we actually conducted on the area on monthly basis, just to make people alert of the rapists that were actually traumatizing the whole nation of Tshepisong. But this was actually continuing. And the modus operandi that was used, we found that it was the same modus operandi, guys operating in groups of 4 or 3, and actually using weapons like the knife, the firearm, raping women, and then taking their belongings. But we are determined that at the end of the day, someone is going to drop down. So with our investigating officers being so determined, working around the clock, they managed at last to find them.
Yeah. And I think this also gives a little bit of comfort and encouragement that if you do report cases, that the police, albeit that you are criticized for not necessarily acting swiftly enough and the investigation being compromised, therefore leading to convictions that are quite lenient. So, Captain Vuma, speak to us about this particular character. You could call him a menace to society, Malumbele. How was it possible for him to be prowling and be on the loose as long as 2014?
Good morning, Cindy, and good morning to your viewers. This suspect was... we managed to elude the police because he committed this heinous crime under the cover of darkness, always during the night. So the victims were unable to identify him because he caught them at a knife point, took them to the open field where he raped them. And then what we did, we traced this suspect through the cell phone of one of the victims, which he robbed from the victim. We have to apply for Section 205 through the service provider for the Vodacom. And then the suspect, the phone was found from the suspect's friend. Actually, the suspect sold the phone to his friend. And then we arrested the friend. After arresting the friend, we asked him, where did he get the phone from? And then he told us that I get the phone from a certain guy by the name of Kito Malumbele. And then I asked him, where is this guy? And then he told me that the guy, he relocated from Tshepisong, now he was staying in Fine Town, Annandale. And then this guy, I said, phone Kito.
At this stage, is Kito a suspect, or is he a person of interest? Is he the only lead that you have?
That was the only lead which we have. He was just a person of interest. because we couldn't be sure that he was the one who raped the victim. And then this guy took us to Quito in Enedale. And then where we find him, when we ask him where did he get the phone, he denied that he sold the phone to that friend of his. So he don't know about
and already
that phone.
That sparks your interest to say he's lying on a very basic
That's correct.
question, yes.
Yeah, because now he's denying. The friend is saying to him, no, but you sell me the phone. Then he said, no, you didn't sell me the phone. I don't know this phone. And then, so we can see that he was not talking the truth. And then we take him for questioning to Kagiso police station. During the interview, and then we were able to realize that he's the one who took the phone from the victim. Even though that he denied that he raped her. But at the end of the day, he said, no, okay, he said, I took the phone, I robbed the phone from the victim, but I didn't rape her. I just took the phone.
Okay, at this stage, but you're also relying only on a confession, ultimately with the suspect admitting that he took the cell phone, although he denied it previously and knowing of the whereabouts or even about the victim. So, Captain Sibiya, talk us through the process of investigation. What do you have as part of your evidence? Is there DNA? Are there fingerprints? Is this particular suspect already on your books for previous crimes?
There are a lot of processes that the whole process has to go through. Though we can't actually divulge some of them. But yes, DNA is part of that. And a lot of, as I've said, a lot of technicalities that you have to look through as a detective to make sure that you secure, a genuine eviction about this thing. But some of the processes are very much delicate, we cannot divulge. Because, there are still such, suspects outside there that we are looking for. Because, as I said, Tshepisong has given us a lot of problem for a long time. So we don't believe Quito will be the last one, because we still have that problem in Tshepisong. We still have
it's a lengthy rap sheet, beg your pardon. It's got 12 cases of rape, 17 cases of armed robbery, kidnapping, among others, and you're saying there are other suspects and victims out there. Are you sending out a call to action, especially to community members, to report cases of rape that could potentially be linked to this particular court judgment? Captain Vom.
Yes, we got a problem because some of the women, they feel embarrassed to report these kind of cases. So appeal to them to come forward and report if they didn't report these cases before, so that we can investigate and link the cases to the suspect. So they must feel free to come. They can go to the nearest police station and open the case. And then the police station will contact us, the investigating officers, and then we'll take the case further to link the suspect to the crime.
Yeah, and victims often lament the fact that the treatment, the secondary trauma that they experience in reporting a case, where it's not treated with the sensitivity and delicacy that it requires. So do you have those kind of processes in place where there is privacy for a victim to report and also made comfortable and made to feel safe?
We do have, Cindy. That's one of our priorities when coming to victims of rape. For instance, in our station, we do have those private cubicles because we feel that, as you say, you won't actually feel comfortable being interviewed right at the front desk where someone can actually hear your conversation with the officer. So we do take into consideration seriously that if you are a victim of rape, you have to be given a certain treatment. We go as far as interviewing you behind the counter where there is the office is actually meant for relief commanders. So to make sure that you get the vital privacy as much as possible as you need to. So we very much considerate when coming to privacy of victims of crime. And we know that there are people that are very much, sensitive or maybe adamant to come forward to come and report these cases. But we say the best way to make our job easy as well is to come forward, give us information. If there are witnesses as well, their information is very much important, because what actually made this case so made this case so important, managed to make Captain Vuma to crack this case, is because of the witnesses' statements. They managed to come forward. The victims managed to come forward. There are instances where you find someone say, I don't want to go forward. Like you said, secondary trauma. For victimization, sometimes somebody is afraid to come forward because the perpetrator has threatened her. So we always say, trust us, we are there to help you. The more you come forward, is the more you give us more ammunition to can crack any case that you think maybe we cannot.
And how many witnesses came forward, considering that you're saying the modus operandi of the accused, a convicted rapist, was at night, where it was very difficult to see, or visibility is poor, etc. So talk us through the process of your investigation beyond recovering the cell phone. What happened next?
Cindy, as I said, this was done during the night. We have to go to visit all the victims and interview them to find out, for them to give us the description of how does the suspect look like, what did he use to threaten them. And all of them, they was talking about one thing, to say this guy threatened them with a knife. Yeah, they threatened them with a knife. So you could see that this is one person. It's one person will accost them, threaten them with a knife, and then the first thing you do, you will demand a cell phone and money from the victims. So then we're able to compile a list.
Yes, but was this in one particular area of Tshepisong, or was he sort of, moving around from area to area?
It was maybe the same vicinity. I can say it's the same area because it was a distance of about 100 meters, 200 meters. So it was in the same vicinity, same place. Yeah, in Tshepisong it happens a lot at Tshepisong phase 6 and Tshepisong phase 7.
All right, and we're not going to victim blame or blame the victims, because sometimes there's a tendency where women find themselves in a compromised position, if you will, be it walking alone at night, etc. But it speaks of the kind of society that we live in, that there are predators out there. There is evil amongst us. And to at least create awareness around prevention and safety. Do you think that is adequate, Captain Spear?
We won't say it adequate right now, but we believe we should soldier on. We do have activities, awareness campaigns almost daily, because we're focusing on those areas whereby we believe there is a lot of this kind of atrocities. So we won't say it's enough until we are sure that our crime, especially violence against women, sexual offenses have gone down. But as of now, we'll keep soldiering on. We don't think it's enough for now.
Yeah, but if these are hotspots that have been identified, as you were saying that it was prevalent in a particular area, was there more police visibility? Was there surveillance? Was there any form of intervention, Captain Vom?
Yes, we liaise with the visible policing and the community patrollers. We inform them that they must patrol to those areas, because normally what happens, this guy was targeting women who were coming from work. From 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night. You'll wait at the bus stop, taxi rank, and then, so we sensitize the visible policing and the community patrollers to patrol the areas. Yes.
And has there been a reduction in attacks, Captain Smith?
There's been a reduction. There's been a reduction because soon after some of the incidents, we roll out our campaigns. And like you said, the intervention, we involved the community structures like the CPF, our youth desk, our street patrollers, to say during these pickup hours, please make sure that if you've got a relative that is working maybe as far as Joburg, make sure that by the time she comes back, then you are at the, say, bus station or taxi rank. Because we have realized that the guys were actually using almost the same modus operandi, but they wait, like Captain Gomez said, they'll wait for you once you are there, and then someone come and say, why do you walk alone at the time of the night? And can I accompany you? It's not safe here. Only to find that it's the very same perpetrator. So we had some awareness campaigns, or even had some community meetings just to make them aware of the dangers that are surrounding them. But I was happy that they responded very swiftly and excellently, because after that it really dropped down. Up until now, it's just here and there, but it has dropped drastically.
And going forward with the investigation, you're saying that there are other cases that you are pursuing. Can we safely say that Malombele was a lone, not suspect, but perpetrator? Or are there others that you're pursuing still linked to this case?
Well, he was not a lone shark, if I can say that. He was having his friends. After arresting him, we arrested another 9 suspects. They were serious, I can say, possible serial rapists also, because they were operating in a gang of 4, 5, sometimes 8. And then we arrested them. The case is going on in court. They were all linked with the DNA. So their case is coming on sometimes in October this year. So I can safely say that we managed to remove a lot of these serial rapists around Tshepisong. And then after that, we arrested another 2. These guys, they were operating while they were together. There were 2. And then what their modus operandi was, they were targeting couples. If they find you walking with your boyfriend, they will confront your boyfriend, they will shoot him, and take the victim and rape her. So those were about 7 cases of rape and murder. We also managed to arrest them. They are behind bars now. The case, as I speak, it has been transferred to the High Court. And then after that, the very same Tshepisong also, we arrested another guy. He was operating alone, but he was operating through the social media, where he will he was meeting his victims through the Facebook, and then he will tell them he got a job for them, and then he will meet them at Park Station, and then he will take them to Tshepisong, where he raped them. And then what we did, we managed to trace him through the CCTV footage in Joburg. We went to, because he was meeting them at McDonald's, KFC, and then we get his footage at KFC in Park Station. And then we managed to get an informant in Tshepisong who knows him. And then at the end, we arrested him, and then he was charged on 14 cases of rape.
No, I see that you're doing your groundwork and police, detective, investigative work, but just for ordinary citizens, is there a portal where you can go to where the most wanted, for example, would be listed? Is there a registrar to try and avoid any further victims falling prey to them? Captain Spear?
You mean at our own station?
Yes, be it on social media. Is there that the police, is there a registrar? How do we ensure that at least you can exercise some form of caution if you're uncertain about a job opportunity, that you can look that person up and perhaps there's a registrar or there's something about, that can inform you of that particular character?
Yeah, in many instances, we make such awareness on our local radio stations. We make use of them, as well as our local newspapers. And community meetings as well. We convert community meetings whereby we make people aware. There are social medias that are dealing with the Tshepisong community specifically. We are happy that some of our partners that we work with in fighting crime, they do actually exercise that kind of caution. So yes, there is something that has been done through social media, and our local radio station, we make use of them a lot.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you indeed for your time. Lovely meeting you.
Thanks for your time.
And in studio we have Captain Thompson Avuma and Captain Solomon Sibia from Tshepisong. They're giving us an update on the court ruling handing down a 105-year jail sentence for Tshepisong Lumbele, another milestone event earlier on today. So for now, though, we take a break. We'll see you shortly.